Guys, I won't lie to you. I've tried to record this video like 4 times just because I'm never satisfied with the result. But I'm just gonna get straight into it. So I've been journaling for about 4 or 5 years now, and I want to recommend you to journal as well. Why the fuck would I journal? Let me tell you why. Because when you journal, for me at least, being able to see myself from a third perspective allowed me to see what beliefs I had instilled in myself and also certain cycles that I was into. So I would read through my journals and I'm like, bitch, you go through the same shit every other fucking day. Like, are you gonna do something about it? Like, are you gonna do something different? And two, it helped me realize certain limiting beliefs that I had that either I was conditioned to think or that I just started to instill within myself. All right, y'all. I even wrote an outline from like how I used to for my speech class. Like, this is serious to me. Like, fucking journal. A lot of these beliefs were conditioned into me from a young age, and the example that I'm gonna give has to do. Should I even share this? Whatever, I'm gonna share it because I feel like a lot of people will relate to this in some way, shape, or form. When I was like 7 years old, I remember my dad came into my room and he sat me down. And he was like, "Hennessy, if you keep eating the way you're eating, no boy's gonna love you." Fuck did I care about boys? I didn't even have a Ken doll to undress. Are you cool? Mm. But I think that's when I started to view myself or view my body in a negative way. Because looking back, I never hated my body. Like, I never hated my body. It was just it wasn't something to ever hate until I was taught it. Like, people around me making comments, and then I started to believe those comments. And that's where I would develop limiting beliefs such as, oh, if I'm not skinny enough, like I'm not worthy of love. Um and it's such a silly thing to believe about myself, like just so dumb. Like, if somebody loves you, they love you. That's it. So now I felt that my ability to be loved had to do with how attractive I was. And that's another thing. Love can always be mistaken for lust. But I didn't know about that. So I lost weight. We could do another video on that. And I think because of those beliefs and as well as limiting beliefs, like I started to establish my worth outside of myself. And I think that's what led me to seek validation from others, especially like men. Or I think that's what made me want to get into a relationship because I felt like I had to prove that I was lovable. And I also thought that like if I got into a relationship, all of my problems would be fixed, which wasn't the case. And that's another thing. Journaling helped me see certain cycles that I was in because I would just center my life around being with someone. And maybe that has to do like with my culture that I was raised in because I feel like Dominicans are very patriarchal. Like, the men get served first. They fucking sit with their dirty feet on the coffee table. Like, I think that's why I don't like men within my culture. Sorry, I'm not. But I digress. What I mean to say is, I wasn't really taught to like center my life around me and what I wanted. That's just some shit that I learned because I kept centering my life around being in a relationship. Like, for example, when I started to learn how to cook and like, a bitch learned how to cook fucking, I don't know, eggs, potato salad. They were like, ya necesito tu puedes casar? Just as you can get married already? So that's how I was only taught to cook, to take care and feed a man. And I would go through my journals and I'm like, Yo, every time you get into a relationship, you fucking just talk about them in this stupid ass journal. Like, they're not that great, and I would hate being in a relationship, you guys. I absolutely hated it because I would rush into them so fast. Because I feel like I had to prove that I was lovable. I'm like, oh, let me try this guy now. But because I would rush into relationships so quickly, I was forced to meet the reality of an individual. And I think that's why I really hated being in a relationship. Because I'm like, yo, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. No shade at all. No shade. And there was really nobody else to blame for that but myself. Like, you did this to yourself. You don't even have to stay with this guy. You could have left him the moment he did something that you didn't like, but you decided to stay, weirdo. And it was a very painful thing to do to myself. Like, having being forced to meet the reality of an individual is a very painful thing that I put myself through more than once, unfortunately. And I remember um post one of my relationships, I saw this Bible verse and it was like, hope deferred makes heart sick. When you get into a relationship, you hope for something. You hope that, or you'll get married, or that you guys will be able to grow together. And when things go left, or you don't get what it was that you were hoping to get out of that relationship, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. And I think that too is why I feel like I never really loved them like love, love. Because I feel like every time I thought I found love, I just learned what it wasn't. So I don't really define or feel that what I felt for them was love. My brother came downstairs. Anyways, that's why I felt like I couldn't describe my heartbreak as heartbreak. It was more so just disappointment. Um, yeah. And being able to forgive myself for keeping myself in those certain cycles for so long, especially because they didn't benefit me. So I could talk about it more, but that's why I want that's why I hope after listening to me and my words that you'll consider journaling. Maybe to help you see things about yourself that you really couldn't see before. Love you.